Well, it looks like um, Trump is trying to blame the Russian, no, Obama for not doing more uh, for the Russians hacking our electric system, our election, and um, Fox News really promoting it. You know, the news was really running Trump 24 hours, like they are still. He's still in the news like that. they And I think even the FBI got pulled into some of the propaganda, Russia propaganda, um, or fake news, maybe, getting misinformation. And I think but anyway, now it seems like Trump wants to say that it was Obama. Obama, they were saying stuff. They were saying stuff, but I'll be honest with you, Obama wasn't getting any respect from the Republicans. The Republicans are all for the propaganda that the Russians use to entrap, like the Tea Party, the Trump and his people that he's associated with, because they use the race card. These white races, they think they're in some new order where they're gonna like you can look at the health plan. If they get rid of like so many people, because like America was built on the backs of black people. They think they don't need black people anymore. But you could see ever since you could take the Detroit for example. Really, Detroit was doing very well, um, and in some cases, the unions were also used to to bust the balls of companies to encourage them to go overseas to China, Indonesia, and Vietnam. We had just cleared out all these forests with napalms. We got the we got the church in there. We got prostitution in there, and you know they're ready for capitalism. You know, it's a big so. But the thing is, and you can see by like the way our infrastructure in the United States is crumbling. Um, we can't just really just like call Mexicans illegal, but want to hire their labor. Construction people want to hire them for the labor, um, or farmers want to hire them for the labor, saying, "Oh, we can't get Americans to do it," you know. Um, and and a lot of way we're forming anyway. It's sort of it's sort of wild and crazy. A lot of pesticides and weird stuff that causes them really like maybe they don't have so much pests, but um, it's easy damage from other situations. But it doesn't matter really in a sense that Trump thinks that Obama should have did more for his collusion with his treason act with Russia. Um, uh, I think really, to be honest with you, uh, um, the Republicans is running both houses. The Republicans are playing their little hate game, little racist game. But anyway, what I sort of lost my thought. So I think, in a sense, that they think they're going to eliminate, the poor, of half the population, um, with stuff like hepatitis C, um, thyroid cancer, uterus cancer, colon cancer, diabetes, HIV, um, I'm sure I'm missing some, and it, it's and God forbid, because there are some stuff that we could do that cause elimination of some diseases we have now, but it's the way our societies function, the way we live, the way the food choices that we make, and the norm. Like it's normal for like black people. Oh, I gotta have Sprite. You know, I got they see Sprite on TV. They actually eat Skittles. That's some nasty shit. But I think they like the commercials. I mean, but it's a matter of taste. But it's funny everybody likes chocolate unless they're allergic to it. If you ask me, very few people. No, not everybody. There's always that one individual that doesn't like chocolate. I just say they hadn't had the right chocolate. There's a whole if you go from bitter all the way to milk chocolate, there's a whole range there. So, but uh, 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 but the Republicans uh, have been conned into this racist, division of the American people, so it can make it easier for the Russians to play the games they're playing, with these greedy, thirsty dots that they call Republicans. And, and they are over there in Washington, D.C., and they're probably now on their way to their different states. So I think what's going to happen is that they're going to find in Trump's financial history, and I believe they already are looking at his finances now. He doesn't have to give his tax form because uh, business keep records, and anyway, um, there's all type of paperwork. There's a paper trail, same as the money trail. So that's something to follow. His traveling, that's something that they also document. And you gotta understand, Russian they want to leak some of the shit. They want people to know that they have filmed Trump uh, with prostitutes and what they do. They want to show how disgusting it is. To see somebody that is that will actually be paying money uh, for some syphilis ass pussy, you know, AIDS, or some, I mean, because like they, the prostitutes, even if you have them all night, forget about it, because they have a high thing of AIDS there, in Russia, uh, and um, in many places where they go unchecked, and you know uh, uh, it's you might say it's a virus that went viral, the epidemic in uh, stage in a lot of places, and big time 90s in the United States, and a lot of it was because the stigma, and even professional doctors minds get poisoned uh, by peers in the community, um, um, uh, towards a certain group. We have a racist problem in the United States that's causing the downfall, uh, causing the self destruction, and through our food that we feed our children, the way we treat our children, because it's very important. If you're whooping your kids or you're bullying your kids, like you call it, even if you're not aware of it, or you just neglecting the child, like say like you might work and you come home and you want to go like in your man cave and watch your sports, and you don't want the kid to bother you. They aggravate you. They're harassment. They're not something to like to give information to, so this child could you know function to the fullest and be prosperous in this type of society. You know, I think that's what we're lacking. The schools are not even giving it to them, and I think that it's there's a reason. There's a reason why our justice system is the way it is. It's the reason why we overlook. And the main reason is because black people by nature are not violent as white people, because white people had so many more centuries before they because like there's stories like I've heard where they was like black people here, just like if you go to Australia, the natives there, dark, uh, um, they had here too, especially, like from like Memphis on down, like to Croatia, the different, but they had an Asian that came in, like China, in that region. They island hopped all the way to California, somehow, you know, not all of them like supposedly went over the Bering Strait. Some of them, they could maneuver uh, probably better than the British and the Spanish and the French. Um, but anyway, supposedly, all right. So they had an Asian look um, that intermingled, here. But anyway, and they also said like from the lower southern part of Africa, there was supposed to have been before the white people came, black people coming over here, and trading, but the thing is, the story goes is that the women were ruling, and for some reason when these women ruled, they didn't have any war, so they wasn't accustomed to war, but they were strong people. They knew how to their fights and their misunderstanding, what you might be calling modern day type of sports or activities, um, but they didn't know how to wrestle and fight and use weapons and stuff for their survival, and for clearing out areas where they could have grow certain stuff, or come across some charging animal that and plus they knew how to they like to do certain fighting among some stuff, but not to where they actually was at war, you know um, with different areas. They had different ways, uh, uh, but at the time they were saying that when women ruled without the type of like, it wasn't like men thought they were less superior. It's just that because women gave birth, and it gave them more connection to them, to having a piece of being like a god, like in a sense that it's like God, if like if God gave life, the women could give life. So it was like a respect. It was just a different way of thinking opposed to the way now. I don't even think you could comprehend how they thought, but they didn't have war, so they was taking a big advantage when white Europeans showed up with syphilis and smallpox, uh, and different diseases, and because and also with these females, they were into math and science the same way. They had pyramids in South America the same way they had in Egypt, around the Nile, uh, and they had the same type of understanding. And they did most of supposedly they even had people that were understood that studied the sun, where they actually had with um, ability to have light. They had understanding, nature, and that was just the way they were. Um, Nowadays, we don't have science. Uh, uh, we have a president that seems to be anti-science, um, and and doesn't deal with the reality of what his greed and what his the people that are around him, like Steve Manor, like everybody around him, his daughter, his son-in-law, his sons, even the woman that's with him, she's just a Putin whore, you know, they got these whores don't mind prostituting because they think they're working for, like they're spies or whatever. Yeah, right. Um, you know, so, but I think what we're going to find out during this investigation is that China was also behind it with Russia, and it started with the Bush thing. When Bush passed out up there, they had the ability to put satellites up there, so they have the ability to do certain stuff with our internet. Because you remember Bush was like, hurry, 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 we gotta have this all done. We gotta have our TVs changed over. So I think for a while now that uh, uh, they've been using a way of manipulating during um, uh, using their greed and um, really a lack of understanding the truth. A lot of white people really don't understand the truth, and some people just have no choice but to live in the truth. We don't have the luxury of believing in the propaganda of the lie, uh, just for the simple fact is that the truth is like slapped in your face. So, I used to think, well, how nice for them just to, you look at some like these racist people and listen to like their some illusion of grandiose and how it was all white here, and they know the motherfuckers came over here, all nasty, then slaves over there from Europe and out of their jails, as prostitutes, and they came out of Ellison Island, the females, they just hurry up and put them prostitutes. 42nd Street was known for that, you know. So, they have a lot of legal prostitution in different European countries as of today. And they have a high AIDS thing too. So, because like if these white racist supremacists really was into their white thing, uh, they wouldn't be so anti-American. They would just take their happy ass and go to Russia. There's all white there. You'd be very happy. And I think that we need to lock Trump up. We need to set example that so the rest of the world can understand that if you do a treason act, if you're over there with Russian people, and and Chinese, and you're over there trying to enrich yourself on the backs of the poor and the disabled and females and gays and Muslims and anybody else that's not in your little billionaire league. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think the only thing that might be in his favor is that I don't think Putin even likes Trump. You can't respect the man. You know, he doesn't do anything respectful. You know, he has no respect for women. He has no respect for science. You know, for math. He doesn't have any respect for his. I mean, look at how he's looking. You don't walk around with a tie that long. Talking about you selling ties, you know, out of China that looks like a clown tie, with that type of cosmetic, you know, facial and hair stuff going on, you know, uh, without trying to. Trump is clowning us, but you know, hey, when that one guy in Israel, that prime minister from Israel, when he bust out laughing when Trump says, yeah, never mind. He was talking about, I'll go 2 states, I'll go for whatever 1 state, I'll just go whatever you guys want, whatever the best. This guy's been fighting for over 50 fucking years. I don't even know how long, because they can't negotiate or please.